all, welcome to today's Cancer Healing Journey Talks. Myself, Annie Jose from Community Outreach Team of ZenOnco.io and Love is Cancer. Cancer Healing Journey Talks helps cancer survivors and caregivers to share their journey with vast number of survivors and caregivers who have traveled or been traveling through this journey. This can inspire and motivate them for their faster recovery as well. I would like to introduce today's speaker, Michele Cerami. She is a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor and also she is a patient advocate. So welcome to today's session, Michele. Over to you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful to be here on this platform.
That's great. So may I know what were the symptoms and how was your non-Hodgkin's lymphoma got diagnosed?
Oh, honestly, I had no symptoms whatsoever. I was just laying in bed one night and I had an itch in my groin area and I felt a lump. And I waited a month, which I probably shouldn't have. I don't suggest anybody do that, but I just knew that like inside I had cancer. Something told me I had cancer. And I went to the doctor the next month and he felt it and he says, you got to go for an ultrasound that day. So he sent me for an ultrasound. Luckily he did because it was growing. Oh, and that was back in, December of 2000. And it's the scariest time of my life when I think about it now, but then I got the diagnosis back and then it was growing. So after that, I had to go for, PET scans and CAT scans and things of that nature. And it was just, a scary process, but I had to do what I had to do because my son was born in July of 2000. So he was only, several months old. And I had, 4 months of chemotherapy and then 4 weeks of radiation. Thank God it was just stage 1. And then in May of 2001, I finished my last treatment. And I'm so grateful here to be alive and just to share with people that, cancer is a hard thing, but you need family, you need friends, you need a lot of support. And yoga helps, meditation works, and being mindful, in your heart, body, mind, soul, and spirit is what gets you through. And I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah, that's great. So what was your first reaction when you got to know that you are diagnosed with cancer?
It was a bit scary because, I just had my son and I was like, well, it's going to be a journey, but I'm a strong person, anybody that knows me, and I just had to do what I had to do. And not everybody's built like that, but I'm just built like that. But it's just, do what you have to do and go through the treatment. It's not easy. Unless I had, the chemotherapy and I lost my hair and it didn't feel good for majority of the time. I had to have family, help me with my son because I couldn't even get out of bed. It was difficult. I mean, for the first 3 weeks, okay, you're good. And then, okay, so now I got to go for treatment. I'm like, oh, and then, you're not going to be feeling well, but you have to take a lot of time for yourself because it's a process. It's not something you're going to get through. And look, how many years in remission, 21 years in remission now. Some days it comes back I really have to take care of myself, which I do. And, at being 50 years old now, I'm going to be 51 in May. I still take care of my health. I walk every day and I exercise, I eat healthy. I started doing meditations again, try to get back into yoga and just, being mindful of my thoughts because anxiety stems from that as well. And just to take one day at a time and to live in the present moment. Not every day is easy, but you just have to take the necessary steps.
So how did your family took the news?
Yeah, they were upset because my mother's a cancer survivor too. And my mother's also, she's a very strong person. And she just said, get through it. And I went to the doctor's appointments and the scans and then the treatments and you have to keep moving. I mean, sure, I may feel upset and sad about it, but I'm I have to keep going because I have this, my son was small. I got to live for him. And I don't want to die. I want to live and I want to keep going. And this is why this platform is wonderful because, people see me and I just want to be an inspiration to others out there that you can survive it. And then if you have the necessary support, because you do need support, can't say that enough, you need support. And if you have that, everything else just follows through.
What all treatment you underwent as a part of your cancer?
Oh, I had CHOP chemotherapy and then I had 4 weeks of radiation.
Got it. So there was no surgery?
Oh yeah, they had the surgery. They had to remove the lymph nodes. They took that out. And then after that, I started, the chemotherapy. Oof, it's still like I could feel it. Like it's such a hard thing to go through the chemo. So I had that, and then after I finished chemo, I had 4 weeks of radiation, and then that was it. So in May of 2001, I had my last treatments.
Right. So did you go through any alternative treatments like naturopathy, Ayurvedic treatment, anything like that?
No, and I wish I would have known what, I don't know if they had any type of treatments like that, but I would have been more open to doing that versus like now, like here we are, right? We're here in 2022 and there's so many different treatments, like I said, or maybe herbal treatments, there's yoga and there's so many different things for wellness that I didn't know of back then or didn't have the resources.
So how did you manage your emotional well-being throughout the whole process?
Oh, it was hard. Just like I said, because I suffer with anxiety, it's just like to be mindful and to take breaks, because when I had chemotherapy, I wasn't feeling well. I had to sleep a majority of the time. I had family to take care of my son. And it's just to take a step back and to rest. When your body's telling you to rest, I even have to tell myself that now because I like to work out every day. But when your body says to rest, you really have to like either take a nap, listen to some music, maybe do some meditation and just take a time out. And it's okay. It's all right to do that. It's okay to stay in bed for a few days if you're not feeling well, because your body needs that time to heal.
So who was your support system throughout the whole process?
Oh, family, definitely. I remember when my husband was working, my father used to come upstairs every morning because we lived in a two-family house. And my husband worked midnights. And my father came up every morning and he took care of my son when he was little. He used to take him out of the crib and he used to bathe him, feed him, and play with him a bit. And then he used to put him back in the crib and says, I'm going to go downstairs. And my father was like my biggest strength. He helped out a lot. And my mom too.
So how was your experience with the doctors and the other medical staff?
Oh, doctors was great. I have to say that I had the best oncologist. He was really good. Whatever I needed, he gave me. The office staff, everyone was wonderful, even the radiologist. So I really had a positive experience with the medical professionals. That I was happy about.
So there might be some times, right, when you feel like, okay, it's too much to handle, and but you still don't want to give up. So how did you manage those days?
Just to be mindful and to talk to friends. I had a lot of friends that I would talk to, family for support. You have to lean on family or friends for support, or if they're not able to be there, because I get it. Some people can't handle, a cancer diagnosis. They don't know what to say. And you know what? If you have to seek the help of, let's say, like a counselor or a social worker, that's fine too. You have to do what you have to do for yourself, whatever makes you feel good inside. And you do need support. No matter what, support is key.
So did you make any lifestyle changes during or after the treatment?
No, before I was overweight, but after the treatment, oh yeah, because, oh my gosh, in 2001, I did the last radiation treatment, I was 201 pounds. I was heavy. And then I was like, okay, that's it. Then I started like the Weight Watchers. I started eating healthy. I started, working out, and then took about 2 years for the weight to come off. And then, through the years, you go up and down, and I'm still on that regimen. I eat healthy. I'm very mindful of what I eat, and I go for walks, I work out, but you have to maintain that balance. There's always got to be a balance with eating healthy, because health is wealth.
Right. So do you think cancer has changed you in a positive way?
I'm sorry?
Do you think cancer has changed you in a positive way?
Oh yeah, because I'm a humanitarian nature by nature, and I love helping people. And I feel like, okay, I've had cancer and I'm here for a reason. So I love to just, inform people about it. I love telling people about my story and just to give them inspiration, because every day I feel like I'm here for a reason, and just to serve others and to give them information and to help them on their journey. That's what makes me feel good.
So what will be your message to the other survivors and caregivers out there?
I would say stay strong, have as much support as you need, family, friends, even if you have to have a social worker. And just remember, it's one day at a time. And just when you don't feel well, just rest and know that tomorrow, the sun is always going to shine tomorrow. Always another day.
Yeah. So you said that, okay, you have a supportive family and friends. So have you ever joined a support group during that time?
Actually, I did. I went to I was online with the American Cancer Society, which was wonderful, because you can go into the chats and you just not meet a lot of people. You're just talking online, but you just see there's a lot of people with similar because I had the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and just a similar diagnosis, and that support system is always key too. Makes you feel better that you just to know that someone else is going through the same thing and just experiencing these challenges.
Right. So, there are various types of stigmas all around the world regarding different types of cancer. So, what do you think about all these stigmas, and how much do you think is the importance of awareness?
Oh, awareness is key. I think there has to be a lot more out there in the world, all over the world, just to tell people about it. Because, like I said, there's the chemotherapy, there's the radiation, then there's also homeopathic stuff and herbs and things. I think that could really be integrated and help everybody. Not one thing is going to work for somebody. I mean, like chemo work for somebody, maybe not for somebody else. But there's so many alternative therapies, I think, out there that if they combine it together, it'd be really great.
Yes, right. So, one last question, Michelle. So
Sure.
that will be like, if you have to sum up your journey in one sentence, what would that be?
Oh, one sentence. Let's see.
Like a motivational quote.
It's just a motive. I would have to say, keep going, stay positive, and every day it will get better. Like I said, the sun always comes out tomorrow. The sun always shines.
Thank you. That was really great. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Sure.
Yeah, for the wonderful session. And I'm pretty sure that this session will really motivate survivors and caregivers out there. So, and thank you so
good.
much.
No, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.